So yesterday we have seen how to create an AWS account, then how to create users, user groups, then how to attach policies to groups, and how to add users to the group, right? And we have seen practically, like what if there is no permissions to the user, right? So then we might face some issues. We are facing some issues like API error, like this user is unable to access the resources in AWS console, right? Because there are no permissions attached to this user. So later we have created one group, then attached policies to the group, then added user to the group and checked successfully that user is able to create resources of the permissions what we have given so far, like S3 or EC2, whatever it might be. Okay. So see, go to your sign into your AWS console. Okay. Then go to IAM. Okay, so go to users. Okay, so I'm creating one more user, guys. So as anyways I is asking doubt to show it once again. So I'm creating one more user. Okay, user called Nani. Okay, so I'm providing console access to him. I want to create an IAM user. Then I'm giving custom password to this user. Okay, and next. So see, I'm adding user to this dev group. Okay. Then the dev group permission ఏమి ఇచ్చామండి మనం? We have given administrator access, right? Okay. The users who are attached to this group will get administrator access permission. That means he or she will be able to do anything in my AWS console. Okay. Next, create user. Okay. So once user is created, you will get console sign in link, console password, and username. Now go to incognito tab and access this user. It is asking to change the password as we have already seen. So we have enabled the policy, right, while creating the user, called as user must create a new password after first sign in. Okay. Right. So I have successfully logged into the console with a user called Nani. Okay. So we have seen how to secure this IAM user. Okay. How to secure this IAM user with multi-factor authentication, MFA device. So I'm adding one more device in my authenticator app. MFA device is authenticator app. So okay, scan this QR code in your authenticator app. Okay, then it will generate OTPs for you. 8264745435, and after few seconds it will generate one another OTP from the satellite. Just a moment. 76841. Okay, this is how we have secured an IAM user. See, once again signing out from this user. Okay, let me sign in once again. It is asking MFA code. So you need to enter this MFA code generated by your authenticator app. Okay. This is how we have secured an IAM user. So clear up to here. Are you clear, guys? Are you clear up to here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let's keep this aside and now let's see AWS VPC. Okay, VPC. So IAM ఇంతేనంటే no. So we have a lot of concepts called policies, customer managed policies, what are customer managed policies, what are Amazon managed policies. Okay, roles. Okay, for example, in AWS, I have an EC2 instance. In AWS, guys, remember this terminology. We call servers as instances. Okay, I have one EC2 instance. Okay, and I want to communicate to a service called S3. Okay, I want to communicate to the storage service called. Okay, so I want to communicate from my EC2 instance to S3. Okay, okay, this is S3 storage service. Okay, so how we will communicate, guys? How we will communicate from one service to another service in AWS is using IAM roles. Okay, using IAM roles. So మనకి ఇంకా EC2 అయింది. So have we completed EC2 or S3? No, no, no. We haven't completed this topic. So again, we will come back to IAM. Okay. So why do we use IAM role? Interview question. For example, in AWS, if one service wants to communicate with another service, then we use the concept of IAM roles and policies. That we'll see. Once we complete EC2 and S3, again we'll come back to IAM and learn in depth about roles and policies. Okay. అసలు ఆర్గనైజేషన్లో రియల్ టైంలో how we configure IAM roles with customer manager policies and everything, we are going to see after completing EC2 and S3. Okay. Okay. Now let's discuss about VPC. Okay. So VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. Okay. AWS VPC. VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. Okay. So what do we mean by this? Okay. It is a networking service, guys. So VPC is a networking service. Okay, before VPC, how it used to be? Okay, see, if you see the AWS global infrastructure, okay, this is called AWS global infrastructure. Okay, so if you see the AWS global infrastructure, this world map, okay, see, across the globe we have, see, how many regions? See, the region is nothing but the place or the location where AWS resources are available is called AWS region. Okay. In India, if we see, you have Hyderabad and we have Mumbai. So Mumbai is launched on 2016, guys. So AWS started serving its customers with its services on 2016. Okay. The place where AWS resources are available are called is called AWS region. So in India we have two regions. Mostly we use Mumbai region. Okay, so which was launched in 2016 and having three availability zones. Okay, next Hyderabad. Hyderabad చూసుకుంటే recent గా launch. So in Hyderabad, AWS region is launched recently in 2022 around. Okay, 2022 might be October or December. So, like KTR Gar has uh, invited Amazon to establish its region in Hyderabad by investing around, I think, 5 billion US dollars or 2 to 5 billion US dollars. They have invested. Amazon has invested in Hyderabad, and successfully we have one region in Hyderabad as well. Okay, it also has three availability zones. Okay, see. Okay, you got it right. Then what are these red marks? See, in worldwide, if you see, in Canada you have region, okay, and Oregon you have one region, and Cape Town you have one AWS region, okay. Then if you see Jakarta, okay, Hong Kong, Seoul, okay, Beijing, okay, across the globe you have Sydney, okay, Melbourne, you have different AWS regions, guys. Okay, then what are these red dots? What are see, these green dots indicates that the AWS regions which are in operational state. Okay, which are in operational state. What is this red dots mean? This red dot stands like these are the new regions which are coming up soon. If you see Canada West, there is a new region coming up soon. AWS is working on that. Okay, they're building their infrastructure in Canada West, so it's coming soon. And if you see here, Thailand, the new region is coming soon. Malaysia, new AWS region is coming soon. Okay, like that AWS is expanding its business across the globe. Okay. Okay, see in Mumbai, if you see, we have three availability zones. Okay, three availability zones అంటే మీకు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూపిస్తాను చూడండి. See, an availability zones will be like this. So this is one availability zone. For example, uh, availability zones are pak pak no, is 1 2 3. It won't be like that, because if any disaster occurs, guys, for example in tsunami, like something occurs, so if one availability zone goes down, if one availability zone is destroyed, okay, okay, then remaining two availability zones should be highly available for customers. Okay, for example, if AWS built one availability zone in Warangal, and second availability zone in around Karimnagar, and third availability zone in Hyderabad. Okay, like that there will be a lot of distance between availability zones. Okay, got my point, right? So in Mumbai, if you see, in Mumbai region, if you see, we have three availability zones. In Hyderabad also we are having three availability zones. Okay. Okay, see, this is, for example, this is Mumbai region. Okay, you have three availability zones. One is AP hyphen south hyphen 1A. Okay, and one more availability zone is AP hyphen south hyphen 1B, and one more availability zone is AP hyphen south hyphen 1C. Okay, so these are the three availability zones in Mumbai region. So what is the code for Mumbai region then? AP hyphen south hyphen 1. Okay, the region code of Mumbai region is AP hyphen south hyphen 1. Okay, got it? Okay, so now what is VPC then? VPC stands for virtual private cloud. Okay, virtual private cloud. So before VPC, guys, like how it used to be is, for example, I have I have one server. Let's assume I have server server one. Okay, okay, which is launched here. Okay, in API South 1 year availability zone in Mumbai region, I have launched one server. Okay, I used to have one gateway. Okay, if I want to communicate from the internet, okay, if I want to communicate from the internet, there used to be one gateway. If someone hit this server IP address, the traffic used to be coming to my server like this. First it will come to the gateway. Okay, from this gateway the request will come to my server. Okay, okay, this is how the communication happens basically. Okay, then I have one more server, guys. I have one more server. Okay, in API south 1C. Okay, for example, if these two servers wants to communicate with each other by default, okay, I want to communicate server 1 with server 2 and server 2 with server 1. Okay, so in olden days, okay, in olden days how it used to be is, for example, see, uh, there used to be some network device. Okay, there used to be some network device in the picture. Okay, let's assume this is a networking adapter. Okay, So you need to raise a request to your networking team in your organization, so that what they will do, they will do some configuration in their networking device such that the server, the both servers will communicate with each other. Like this, they used to configure in their networking devices. Okay, okay. But in aws, okay, you won't get access to these networking adapters. Everything will be taken care by Amazon. Okay, that means, that means that means in AWS, see, we are having three availability zones, no? AP hyphen south hyphen 1A, okay, and AP hyphen south hyphen 1B, and AP hyphen south hyphen 1C. Three availability zones, my guys. So see, by default in AWS, okay, by default in AWS, all these three will be interconnected by default. Okay, okay, all these three will be interconnected, okay, with each other by default. All these three availability zones, okay, ఇలా ఇంటర్కనెక్టెడ్ ఉంటాయి అనమాట. సో ఇక్కడ నా క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు, సో సి, I have launched one server. Okay, I have launched one server in AP hyphen south hyphen 1A availability zone. Okay, then I have, then this server, okay, this server owner is, let's assume it belongs to Hyundai. Okay, Hyundai company. Okay, then Maruti Suzuki also launched one server in AP hyphen south hyphen 1C availability zone. Okay, Suzuki. As all the three availability zones are interconnected by themselves, so these two servers will communicate with each other by default, no? Ante enti, Hyundai will see the data of Suzuki and Suzuki will see the data of Hyundai. Then where is the security here? The first point, the first drawback is security. Okay, where is the security, guys, here? See, ఒకళ్ళ data ఒకళ్ళు చూసుకుంటే there is a security breach, right? Security breach. Okay, okay. So the security is one of the key factor here. So that's why Amazon has launched one concept here called Amazon VPC. Okay, Amazon VPC. So VPC stands for virtual private cloud. Okay, VPC stands for virtual private cloud. Okay, virtual private cloud. That means we are going to design our own network. Okay, so basically, guys, this is a networking concept, but you should be capable enough to handle or troubleshoot any kind of issues in your organization. Okay, so the knowledge ఉంటే సరిపోదు. మీకు ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నానంటే, why I am saying you is, you should have knowledge on VPC, as it is a networking concept. For example, in future you have joined in one organization, you are getting one networking issue in your EC2 instance. మీ సర్వర్లో you are getting one kind of networking issue, then you should be capable enough to troubleshoot the issue in, okay, via AWS VPC. Okay, see, this is AWS VPC, guys, stands for virtual private cloud. So we are going to design our own network. Okay, we are going to design our own network. So what are the resources you are going to launch in AWS that should be launched in this VPC only? Okay, for example, if you want to launch EC2 మీ servers గానీ, like servers, uh, elastic container service clusters, Kubernetes clusters, everything. Okay, everything will be launched in this VPC only. I'll tell you. See, now this is AWS VPC. Okay, okay, so this is the AWS VPC. So guys, we are going to design a network. Okay, let me take notepad. Okay, let me take notepad. Okay, let me take notepad. Okay, so guys, we are going to design a network. Okay, let me take notepad. Okay, let me take notepad. Okay, so guys, we are going to design a network. Okay, let me take notepad. Okay, let me take notepad. Okay, so guys, we are going to design a network. Okay, let me take notepad. Okay, VPC stands for virtual private cloud. Okay, virtual private cloud. So the first thing what we are going to see is we are going to design the network. Okay, design the network. Okay, so guys, before this, uh, is everyone aware of IP addresses? Is everyone aware of IP addresses? Hmm? 1 minute. Okay, see guys, in internet each device is connected to the internet has a unique identifier. Okay, the unique identifier is the IP address. So there are two kinds of IP addresses. Okay, one is IPv4 and IPv6. Okay, so IPv4, like IPv4 address around, so it is a chun 4 digits separated by dots, like n dot n dot n dot n, sorry, n dot n dot n dot n. Okay, 4 digits separated with dots. And for example, ఎలా ఉంటుంది IP address 54.67.34.5. So this is an IPv4 address. Okay, this is an IPv4 address. So we know that binary form uses two numbers, that is what, zeros and ones, right? In binary, a sample IPv4 can be written as, say, like this: 101011000000. Okay, so one byte consists of 8 bits, guys. Okay, one byte consists of 8 bits. Okay, so since each number is represented by 8 binary digits, so whole IPv4 address is a sequence of 32 ones and zeros. Okay, or simply a sequence of 32 bits. Okay, 32 bits and 1 byte equal to 8 bits. Okay, so IPv4 address, okay, IPv4 address is an 32 bit address. Okay, సో చూడండి, నేను మీకు ఒక సింపుల్, ఓకే, సింపుల్ ఫ్లో చెప్తా, లైక్ సింపుల్ సింటాక్స్ చెప్తాను, సో దట్ యూ విల్ బి ఈజీలీ ఐడెంటిఫై, ఓకే, వెదర్ ద IPv4 అడ్రస్ ఈజ్ అన్ ప్రైవేట్ IP అడ్రస్ ఆర్ పబ్లిక్ IP అడ్రస్. సో సీ గైస్, ఎనీ ఐపీ any IP that starts with 192.168.x.x is a private IP. Okay, any IP that starts with 10.10.x.x.x is a private IP. Any IP that starts with 172.y.x.x is a private IP. So what is the values of x and y? Whereas x ranges from 0 to 255 and y ranges from 16 to 31. Okay, clear? So మీరు ఇది ఒక్క చిన్న సింటాక్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. If you can remember this small syntax, you can easily identify whether the given IP address is a public IP or private IP. Okay, so మిమ్మల్ని టెస్ట్ చేయడానికి I want to test you. Okay, I'm giving you an IP address range. So by seeing that, you should be able to tell me the IP address is a public or private. Okay, for example, see, 78.89.3.56, is this public IP or private IP? Can someone tell me?
Public.
Exactly. So this is a public IP because this IP address is not in this given range. Okay. Now I will tell you one more IP, guys. Tell me whether it is a public or private. 172.30.48.200.
Private.
Exactly, because this IP address is in this range 172.y.x.x, where y ranges from 16 to 31. It is in the range. So 48 to 48.200. X ranges from 0 to 255. So it comes under this range. So this is a private IP. Okay. ఇంకొకటి ఇస్తాను చెప్పండి. 172.46.78.3. Is this public or private?
Public.
Public. Exactly. Because this is not in the given range. Y cross అయిపోయింది. Okay. Okay, understood, guys. Okay. So see, I have given clearly. So where the private IP address ranges and public IP address ranges. Okay. So Amazon VPC, as I already told, stands for Virtual Private Cloud. You can launch AWS resources in a logically isolated virtual network. Okay, virtual network that you have defined. So the virtual network closely resembles a traditional network that you would operate in your own data center with the benefits of using the scalable infrastructure of AWS. అంటే ఏంటో చూద్దాం దాని ఫీచర్స్ ఏంటి అసలు ఒక నెట్వర్క్ హౌ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు డిజైన్ ఎ నెట్వర్క్. Okay, see, the first thing, guys, first thing, we are going to design our own network in AWS. Okay, using VPC. Okay, design a network with 10 dot, for example, if I give 10 dot 1 dot 0 dot 0 slash 16. Okay, slash 16, guys. This slash 16 stands for the slash 16. See, this slash 16 stands for networking mask. Network mask. Okay, network mask. Okay, what is this slash 16? It is a network mask. That means in this given networking range, okay, in this given networking range, you can create you can create 2 power, okay, 2 power 32 minus 16 IPs, okay, which is approximately equal to around 65,000 IPs are possible in this given networking range. Okay, then why I have chosen only 16, guys? Can't I choose slash 8? Can't I choose slash 8? No. So in AWS, okay, in AWS, network mask starts from 16 only. Okay, it starts from slash 16 only. AWS do not support. Okay, AWS do not support slash 8 CIDR. Okay, this range, we call this range as CIDR, classless inter domain routing అంటారు దీన్ని. Okay, ఓకే, ఈ రేంజ్ ఏమంటారు? సిఐడిఆర్ రేంజ్ అంటారు. ఓకే, వెన్ యు ఆర్ డిజైనింగ్ ఏ విపిసి, this is the CADR range. You can give anything. You can take 172 series, okay, or 192 series, or everything. You can take anything. Okay, I'm taking 10 series. Okay, so 10.1.0.0 slash 16. So how many IPs are possible, guys, in my network? So in my entire huge network, there are 65,000 IPs are possible. Okay, slash 16 stands for networking mask. Network with 10.1.0.0 slash 16 CADR. This slash 16 stands for network mask. So how many IPs are possible in this given networking range, guys? 65,000 IPs are possible. So we are again bifurcating this network into parts called subnets. Okay. Again, these subnets are two types. One is public subnet and another one is private subnet. Okay. Okay, so what is mean by public and private subnet? See, let's design the VPC. Okay, let's design the VPC. So see, I have two subnets. Okay, creating two subnets, guys. These two are public subnets. So I'm going to launch two subnets in this VPC. So both are public subnets. One subnet I'm going to launch in AP-South-1A, and I'm going to launch another subnet in AP-South-1B. Okay. So there are two types of subnets, as I told. So one is public subnet and one is private subnet. So I'm going to launch two more private subnets in two different availability zones. Okay. Okay, this is private subnet 1B. I'm naming this subnet as private subnet 1B, and I'm going to launch this subnet in AP-south-1A availability zone. Okay, okay. See, there are two types of subnets. One is public subnet and one is private subnet. So in interview, they will ask you a question. So what do you mean by public subnet? Okay, guys, remember, once you create the VPC, the next step is to create one internet gateway and attach to VPC. Okay, create one internet gateway and attach this to your VPC. Okay, so now what is public subnet? Okay, see, I have named two public subnets and two private subnets, but officially we cannot call these subnets as a public. Why? Because you need to create one route table. Okay, you need to create one route table. Okay, you need to create one route table. Okay, then you need to add these two subnets in this route table. Okay, okay, then you need to pass the route to internet gateway. Okay, okay, now these two subnets are officially called as public subnets. In interview, if someone asks you what do you mean by public and private subnet, what you will tell, guys? Okay, if the subnets are having a direct route to internet gateway, we call those subnets as public subnets. Okay, అంటే నేను సర్వర్ ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ if I have launched one server in this public subnet, okay, it will have direct, it will be directly connecting to the internet like this. The route will come like this. If someone is accessing my server from internet, the traffic will come like this. Okay, the traffic will come like this to the internet gateway, and from internet gateway to like this to this server. Okay, so did you understand this point clearly, or shall I repeat? Okay,
Okay, sir.
shall I repeat it, or are you clear, guys?
Clear, sir.
See, when you call a subnets as public, okay, when you call a subnets as a public, when two subnets are having a direct route to internet gateway, then we call the subnets as public subnets. Then what do you mean by private subnets? So private subnets will not have a direct route to internet, guys. So instead, there is a special configuration. We are going to create individual route tables. Okay, we are going to create separate route table for each private subnet. Okay, and you are going to add this subnet in this route table. Then you are going to create NAT gateway. So guys, remember, you need to create this NAT gateway in the public subnet. Okay, 1A availability zone లో ఉన్న పబ్లిక్ సబ్నెట్ లో ఒక NAT gateway, and another NAT gateway is in 1B public subnet. Okay, 1B availability zone. The two NAT gateways you need to create in two different availability zones. Okay, and again I'm going to create one more route table for public subnet 1B, and I'm going to add this private subnet in this route table. Okay, then what I will do, I will pass the route from 1A private subnet route table to 1A NAT gateway, which is present in public subnet. Similarly, I will pass the route from 1B private route table to 1B NAT gateway, which is present in public subnet 1B. కానీ మీకు ఇక్కడ డౌట్ రావచ్చు, మరి పబ్లిక్ సబ్నెట్స్కి ఒకటే రౌట్ టేబుల్ పెట్టాం కదా, దెన్ వై టూ రౌట్ టేబుల్స్ ఫర్ ప్రైవేట్ సబ్నెట్స్? Can anyone tell me why I kept two route tables? Even I can do like this also, no? See, I can do like this also. I can add this subnet also in this route table, no? Guys. See, I can add this subnet also in this route table, no? Then why I kept two route tables, two individual route tables for private subnet? See, for example, in AWS side, if this whole entire availability zone goes down, okay, if this entire availability zone goes down, automatically my application should be highly available in this availability zone. Okay, let's assume, see, I have two servers, guys. In real time we launch servers in private subnets only. Okay, server 1 present in this private subnet. Okay, and I have two servers. One is in 1A availability zone and another one is 1B availability zone. Okay, now what if this availability zone goes down? Traffic will come to internet gateway, then like this, right? Then if this availability zone goes down, will traffic comes inside to this subnet and this NAT gateway and like this to this 1A private and 1B private? మొత్తం నా అప్లికేషన్ డౌన్ అయిపోద్ది కదా. సో దట్స్ వై ఐ హ్యావ్ క్రియేటెడ్ two route tables, guys. Okay, that's why I have created two individual route tables for two private subnets. Now let's assume if this availability zone goes down, traffic will come to this, like this and like this. ఓకే, ఇలా అవుతుంది ట్రాఫిక్. నాకు ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, 1A అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్ డౌన్ అయ్యింది, అయినా కూడా నా అప్లికేషన్ ఇక్కడ అవైలబుల్గా ఉందా లేదా నా సర్వర్? ఓకే ఓకే see, so this is called as HK setup, guys. So you need to design VPC like this. In real time we design VPC like this. So if one availability zone goes down, automatically your application should be highly available in different availability zone. Okay, okay, clear? VPC HA setup is clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Interview question. So there are two types of interview question you get. Explain VPC setup. What is the difference between public subnet and private subnet? What exactly public subnets are? Okay, okay, guys. So we will implement this entire HA setup practically in next session. Okay, so just I have given you overview of VPC and VPC HA setup, how we are going to design high availability setup using Amazon VPC. So this is just a part 1. Okay, part 2 we are going to see tomorrow with practical implementation.